Hello, I hope your holidays have been good. I would like to go ahead and talk about this individual in a more polite, fun manner because he's honestly not like a bad dude. He's just kind of self destructive. And it's also more of a viewer based video. Somebody recommended it to me, which I was actually already going to do, but because they recommended it, I decided to jump on it a little quicker than I was going to. And before I get into that, I also like to ask for people to support somebody that I personally watch. I like his skits. I think they're funny. He's a pretty genuinely funny dude. He brought a movie out recently, and I would like everybody to go watch it or rent it. And yeah, you see that? Onyx the Fortuitous. It's a good little skit. He does a lot. He did an actual movie. If you don't know who he is, please look him up. He is awesome. Please give him some love. I also, this is going on my shelf because it was just the collector's edition. Nothing big, nothing major, but I also have it digitally because I had to support him twice. I just thought it would make a little bit more sense, and I will be watching that later. So if you could definitely go give some love to another creator, please be him. Now, let's get into the meat, the actual juiciness of a person called KingCobraJFS. Now, if you don't know who he is, I would not be mad at you. But I would like to let you know you probably don't need to watch hardly any of his content if you have a weak stomach. Now, to give you a little understanding, a quick little lore for you, he is what you would call a locale. Now, he's not your typical locale where he is like a problem, an issue, or somebody who has threatened people as much. He is definitely a self-indulged, very antisocial locale. What makes him that more of a horror cal, I think, is what a new term is. I haven't seen too much into it, but I will let you know. This guy is a an abundance of content to watch. He does some weird shit. So to touch base, he likes to make food reviews, drink reviews. He cooks. He also makes wands, and he's also a goth, and it's self-labeled goth. But that's not where the weirdness is. The weirdness is in what he makes, which are actual concoctions of disgustingness that you would see in a horror movie. I'm gonna give you a few clips right quick, and then I'll let you know kind of what hurts my feelings while I try not to throw up.
Take the seed off the banana right here. Leave that out. A little bit of cold water to swish around to get the excess out. Up to that. Thank you to the fans who like watching me make the mead. I'm enjoying the process of fermenting my own alcohol. Oh, there we are. have a feeling this is going to be some really, really good really good mead. This action real quick. See, now the ribs have gotten to this point. They got a little bit of color to them. Now we're going to add the sauce. Custom-made barbecue sauce to our ribs. Just pour that on the top of our sweet, seductive rack of ribs. So I took the ribs out of the oven, cut them into 4 sections, and plated it to cool off and try. Before we try it, let's show off the goods. The barbecue sauce got a little crispy on the outside. Nothing wrong with that. But look at these sexy 4th of July ribs.
Now, I hope you loved watching that whole thing of botulism just grow. And if you don't know what botulism is, it is something that can affect the body to the nervous system, basically shutting you down. It is a very bad thing to get. And he's on his way to getting it. Now, he actually may have early stages of it. This is a serious note. It's nothing to really laugh at, but due to a couple of different things, his alcoholism, the drinks he's made, which has not even got alcohol in it, or at least not established yet, and he also does air duster. Now, I'll show you proof of that here in a minute, probably towards the end. But real quick to get into the food. So, as you saw, he made some mead, and the mead wasn't but a few days old, and he went straight to drinking it. Now, from what I understand, what I've read, it takes at least a week, if not 30 days of shelf life. Then you got to do all this filtering to, not have all the chunks in there. That's not the point of mead. I don't think he understands what real mead is anymore, but you're not supposed to do that. Same thing when you make, wines and, what's the other one? Just pretty much your own moonshine. I know people that's, made legal moonshine. As long as you're not selling it, you're pretty much good and gold. And they made some tough stuff, and it was really, really horrible to me. I don't like gin, and most of it tastes, I don't like tequila. Most of it tastes like tequila. I hate tequila. But the one clip that got me that I had to, while I was looking for footage to kind of give you an example of this dude of complete insanity, the man ruined ribs. I love ribs. I love cooking. I'm smoking. I have multiple smokers. I have a side loader. I have a bottom load. It's kind of in the back. It's a giant, huge, like 20 racks of rib, smoker that I actually was going to start smoking for big get-togethers. It wasn't just going to be ribs. It was going to be a couple things, but that was my whole point of why I bought it. And then, kind of some of that disappeared. So now I also have a small pellet smoker for convenience sake. If you have the extra penny, I would recommend it. I got mine for cheap, bought it off somebody. But like today, I will be waiting until about another hour, and then I got to go fire the smoker up, pull that out in the yard, and I'm making me some beef jerky. I have teriyaki marinated jerky. I got it pat dry, and then put a little bit of dry rub or whatever I want on the outside of it. And then it's going to take several hours. This stuff will not be done till tonight. But smoking foods, grilling, stuff like that, it's not just throwing it on there and keeping the heat, it's hot and we're done. It's also, a patience game. If you're smoking, it's all about patience. And it's all about what you know to do and what you're prepared for. He's not doing that. He's an absolute crazy person when it comes to this stuff. Because what he does, the ribs themselves were not seasoned. My stuff looks like it's dropped in dirt, okay? Sorry, I don't know why. I take days to prepare my ribs, and I know a lot of people don't have to. You don't have to. Ribs are still really good if you do it same day. I mean, I bought ribs from the store, said I want ribs today. Cranked the dial up just a little higher. Seasoned it up and threw it right on in there. Brought it out, peeled right off. But my favorite way to do it is it's a couple day plan. It's the lazy man way because it's just quick. It's simple. So I have a jug. It's a cereal jug, but it's still a jug. I fill it with beer. I fill it with Coors. It's actually one of the beers I prefer to put my ribs in, and I will set them in there. I'll let it sit for a day, pull it out, try to unwind it and retie it so it can get the rest of the meat. Because when stuff's pressed against each other, it's hard to penetrate the meat. So on day 2, I'll pull them out, and that's when I will start dry rubbing. Now, I try to start doing this like a few days before I'm going to cook. All while staying in the fridge, because you don't want any of this to start getting, room temperature. Then you're going to start getting people sick. So when I'm done with the beer, I like to get my Worcestershire sauce, kind of get that, I got to pat everything dry, get the Worcestershire sauce. That's what I've been using as my bonder. It's not our binder. It's not a problem. I I'll use mustard sometimes. But Worcester's my go-to. Get it down, get the dry rub on there, pat it down real good. I don't like to just smear it in because I'm just patting it in there. Then I put it in the fridge and I'll let it sit for the day. I get off work the next day, I'll pull it out and I'll do another little coat of something else, probably some Creole. And then when I'm done, that's when I put them in the smoker. And I'll smoke them for a good 8 hours. I mean, you don't have to, but the longer and a little bit overcooked, they are overcooked, but they're super delicious. They come out so great. And I even put barbecue sauce and caramelize it inside the smoker. Now, as you can tell, this man does not do any of that. He pretty much looks like he boiled it in toilet water and then pulled it out of the toilet and decided to put not even barbecue sauce. He put some kind of running water over it and then burnt it. I don't even know how he did that at the end. Like, it went from looking like he just pulled it out raw and got rid of all the blood. I don't even know how he would have done that, but it looks like he just boiled it, pulled it out, put water on it, just some dirty poo water, and called it a day. But yeah, that's pretty much him in a nutshell on that. But here's the funny thing. The way I found him was through watching a guy named Cyrax. Now, I watch locales. I don't know why. I guess it's like a new form of like the zoo or the circus. When you want to go look at weird people, locales is the one I go to because they're just, it's intriguing. It's like a sense of wonder to see how stuff like this is, how people react, how they are when they're not, even in the same realm of normal. I know a lot of people are going to think I'm an asshole for watching people like this. And, well, I mean, everybody has, something negative they do. And that's probably one of my, probably my worst characteristic is that I watch locales all the time. And people pretty much down on their luck. Now, he's down on his luck for his own reasons. He exclusively lives off of, like, Etsy sales, which is his wands, and YouTube donations or whatever. And he barely stays afloat that way. He doesn't want to get a job because he can't. He's had jobs. He just never keeps them because apparently he just doesn't know what days he's supposed to work. Now, he is quite a specimen. He is somebody to watch. He's a lot of fun. Definitely don't go harass him because he's just a big goofball. But the way I got introduced to him was Cyrax, who is a problem. He is an absolute delusional person. Like, he likes to watch wrestling and, like, try to act like he's that tough guy. Or he'll watch mafia movies and he'll sit back acting all cool and shit. But Cyrax and him was on a call together with some other... I guess locale baiters is what I would call them. But he was on a big call, which was being recorded. And the one thing that I have to say is a very redeeming quality for Cobra is he does not like what he calls sickos. Now, his terminology for sicko is people that are super entertained by children, if you kind of get what I'm saying. And I agree with him. That's pretty disgusting. I would never want to mess with anybody like that. If you are definitely going around, let's say Boogie, for instance, that power dynamic right there, that's border. That's legal, but I still wouldn't mess with him because it's disgusting. And if you get into the younger ages, which is apparently a TikTok trend now, it's just downright disgusting. Well, if you didn't know this, Cyrax is one of those types of people. He's like a third generation kid lover. And that's a big issue. And of course, Cobra was over there. He's like, yeah, I'm a big dude. I flex. I'm muscle. Come on, we go. And kept flexing on him and acting like he's the baddest dude. And Cyrax started doing it. It was pretty hilarious, them going back and forth. And that's really what got me onto King Cobra. But this video is going on probably a little bit too long. I was just going to let you know, yeah, this guy, if you have a weak stomach, is not somebody to watch. Oh, and before I cut it off, like I said, I'm going to show you something, show you a little proof. He hides it a little, but he is on air duster, which is probably causing some of his neurological issues he has now, where he'll have a cigarette in his hand while recording. He'll just and tense up. I don't know if it's like was absent-minded seizure or what's going on, but air duster, air duster could be it, alcoholism, or pretty much the fact he has mental issues to begin with. Something could be progressing that we don't know about.
Enjoy your gift. Enjoy the duster. You can a sweet high from it. And it makes you fucking sad. It does.
But yeah, as you can see there, he tries to hide it. Somebody bought it for him. And he has an addictive personality already. He gets onto something, he just does it. And this is, if you don't know what air duster is, it's a really bad addiction. It's really horrible. It's just like, aerosol paint. It's pretty much goes hand in hand. The stuff makes you just straight start hearing voices. You get super delusional. And it's way worse when you're antisocial. You'll hear, I'm pretty sure he's hearing voices. And I mean, maybe he's not abusing it anymore. I hope he's not. For the love of God, if he ain't, he needs to stop before it becomes a problem, because him drinking by himself a lot is already a big problem. Anybody that just drinks to drink is, not really doing it healthy. If they're doing it socially, that's different. But if you're just doing it by yourself, it's super unhealthy. I know I've been down that road. Now I don't drink really at all. I only drink when I'm, with people, or I just got off work, and it's only a few beers. I'm not sitting there pounding down 12, 13 beers. Yeah, just to let you know, that's all I got to say about this guy. Don't harass him. He's a pretty, chill dude, just by himself, just struggling like most people. So, don't hurt, no, don't make his life any more complicated than what it is. Let him kind of just live. He's not harming anybody. He's just, Cobra. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this. Apologies for the length. Y'all have a good one.